Right now at 5, families learn the basics of archery.
And pilots prep for an exciting Airfest this weekend.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. The Viroqua man allegedly involved in a drunk driving accident is bound over for trial. 38-year-old Brett Burkham faces 5 charges, including operating while intoxicated, causing injury. According to the criminal complaint, in April, he was driving intoxicated when he crashed into another vehicle. The victim was taken to the hospital with severe injuries. Blood tests later revealed that Burkham had a blood alcohol content of nearly 0.25%. Today, a Vernon County judge found probable cause to hold him over for trial. Now, if convicted, Burkham faces a maximum of 33 years in jail.
Yeah, we had a really nice, fantastic Friday. Some cumulus clouds in the afternoon, a little bit of a north breeze, and temperatures getting up to where they should be, the upper 70s to low 80s for most locations. So we're not expecting any problems, decreasing clouds a little bit, but we'll see some high cirrus clouds begin to approach the area, but still 67 in beautiful conditions. LaCrosse, LeClaire, La Crosse, we're looking about the same thing, just increasing high clouds towards the evening with that wind beginning to turn around from the east-southeast at 68 degrees. Overall, big picture is just all those cumulus from just the daytime heating pop those up, but they're going to dissipate as the sun goes down. There's your cirrus toward the west that we're watching. Big picture shows all that front to the south is separating a cooler somewhat air mass to a much moister, warmer, hotter air mass, and that's eventually going to make its way up here. But for tonight, we're not going to see any of that really going on, just increasing clouds throughout the night. We'll see temperatures really not drop too much into the 60s, maybe a few spots getting into the 50s, but overall it will be a little bit warmer and a dry start to Saturday. Now, unfortunately, Father's Day weekend, it's going to be a little wet Saturday. You might need an umbrella, but more importantly, that AC is going to be cranking pretty good come Sunday afternoon.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Well, you might have seen or heard some fighter jets flying all over La Crosse today, and that is, of course, because pilots are continuing prep for the big Deke Slayton Airfest at the regional airport this weekend.
News 8 Now's Michael Germain got a first glance of their practice today. And Michael, this is something that's definitely going to wow audiences.
Oh, definitely going to wow audiences, to say the least. It's going to be a really exciting two-day weekend here on Saturday and Sunday. And although Airfest hasn't been held here in La Crosse within the past recent years, officials tell me within Saturday and Sunday they're expecting over 10,000 people to be right here.
The wait is finally over. Pilots today geared up for their airshow routines before the big weekend kicks off. Michael Goulian has traveled all over the U.S., performing for thousands of people for 25 years.
It's really just a big family.
He says everything they do in the air is based on what's happening outside of the plane, what they see out the window and on the ground.
We're trying to make the perfect performance, and to be able to do that, you have to know sort of every piece of pavement and every blade of grass on the runway.
Before the pilots were finished with their practice rounds, I got the chance to take my seat in the cockpit.
I didn't think I'd fit. It looks a lot smaller on the outside.
Bob Richards, an airshow pilot, says it takes hours upon hours to perform a routine of this scale.
It's on the airplane, a lot of practice time so that we can make it look crazy, but it's stuff that we've practiced over and over and over again.
Richards says witnessing the enthusiasm of the audience is truly rewarding.
To have the crowd see that, the kids see that, and just get really excited about it, that's fun to see.
Creating an experience many will never forget.
It's really a special day and should be a special weekend.
Now, Airfest will run this Saturday and Sunday. On Saturday, the gates aren't expected to open at 9 a.m. with the first show happening at noon. Reporting in La Crosse, Michael Germain, News 8 Now.
All right, can't wait. Thank you, Michael.
Well, some of the spectators today got to watch the practice show from inside one of the planes. Some active duty service members, as well as our very own Greg Barnhart, were invited to ride along with Fat Albert, the Blue Angels C-130 support plane, during the practice show. For about 8 minutes, the plane practiced flyovers at different altitudes. The plane also climbed at 150 knots and pushed the nose over so the passengers could feel a little G-force. So take us inside, Greg.
Yeah, what was that
How
like?
was it?
Yeah, we did basically kind of some maneuvers. We did a 3G at one point where you kind of legs come up in the air. You have to hold on and make sure everything's straddled in pretty good. But otherwise, we just did a lot of maneuvers similar to like maybe some combat landings I've experienced in Afghanistan, but it was pretty much, that's what we did for about 15 minutes. So it was fun. You know, it gets warm in there. I always take my Dramamine because I don't care what.
You did take Dramamine? Oh, I didn't.
I've learned the hard way in
I
Afghanistan with Chinook aircraft. They can actually move
Yeah.
around pretty good, and you can get sick, especially when it gets warm in there.
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
exactly.
But so far, everything went fine. But yeah, we flew around, great conditions, and fantastic weather out there today, too.
Oh,
Yeah.
excellent.
You got a first-hand look of the weather out there today,
Ah,
too.
beautiful. Just cumulus clouds and light north wind. You
Up
can't
in
beat
the
it.
sky, yeah.
Yep.
Awesome, incredible experience, yeah.
Thanks, Greg.
Thanks. U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin announcing today that Western Technical College will receive over $2 million to boost enrollment completion rates. The money comes from the Rural Post-Secondary and Economic Development Grant Program in this year's government funding bill. The grant will help Western Technical College connect students to in-demand regional careers. Western Tech's plan involves collaborating with local schools and businesses to design a program tailored to rural students.
Well, families in Trempealeau took a shot at archery today. The Trempealeau National Wildlife Refuge hosted a family archery program to teach families all the basics. They learned skills like how to adjust your posture while shooting bow and arrow, and of course, how to aim properly. While archery is commonly thought of as a tool for hunting, one refuge ranger says there's more to the craft.
Archery too is a ability, something that people can try. It's not only a outdoor sport or recreational activity, it's also an Olympic sport, and many people do it.
At the end of the program, participants showed off what they learned by target shooting at some balloons.
The Supreme Court strikes down a federal ban on bump stocks.
Why conservative justices said the ATF went too far.
Every week it costs more to feed my family. Prices are just out of control.
Boy, inflation is really hurting us. It's got to stop.
Career politicians like Biden and Baldwin just don't get it. They're making things harder for folks here in Wisconsin. By stopping the crazy spending that caused inflation and cutting red tape, we can bring prices down. It's time for a change. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. I'll get the job done for Wisconsin families.
Gutters and gutter protection. New seamless steel fascia gutters. New K-style aluminum gutters. Available in 25 colors, and gutter protection to keep your gutter clean. Seamless steel siding, insulated vinyl siding, standard vinyl siding, soffit, fascia, and window trim. The Board Store Home Improvements, making aging homes new again for over 30 years. Superior products installed correctly for less than most others. New windows, door, a deck, or sunroom. The Board Store Home Improvements, 524 Copeland Avenue, La Crosse.
Chevy Truck's advanced camera technology lets you see over, under, through. Up to 8 available cameras and 14 views, so you can focus on the view that really matters. Don't miss a thing. Chevy's got you. Get 1.9% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Or get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Nomo lets you check on mom, day or night. Nomo's no-camera motion sensors let you check on mom from across the street, across the state, or across the country. Dialing 911 connects you to your local emergency services. You can't call 911 directly for mom unless she's local too.
But if there's an emergency, Rapid SOS provides a direct connection to emergency services immediately. Rapid SOS is integrated with 911 services nationwide. Our 24/7 safety agents can dispatch emergency services where they're needed with critical information first responders need to know.
When things are normal, it's good to know. When things aren't normal, it could be serious, so you need to know.
With Rapid SOS, Mom can get help fast,
Dependable.
accessible,
That's Nomo.
enhanced by Rapid SOS.
Nomo Smart Care. N-O-M-O Smart Care.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
The U.S. Supreme Court has struck down a Trump-era ban on gun accessories known as bump stocks, enacted in the wake of the 2017 Las Vegas mass shooting.
Now, the court's conservative majority found that a bump stock, which allows a shooter to quickly fire a semi-automatic rifle, does not convert the firearm into a machine gun.
Natalie Brand reports from the Supreme Court.
The U.S. Supreme Court put guns back in the political spotlight Friday, striking down a ban on bump stocks. The Trump administration put the rule in place after America's deadliest modern mass shooting. In 2017, a gunman fired more than 1,000 rounds into the crowd at a Las Vegas concert in 11 minutes. The High Court's 6-3 opinion focused on the mechanics of the gun accessory.
This is whether or not the ATF, an executive agency, could say semi-automatic weapons plus bump stock equals machine gun, and machine guns are banned under federal law.
Justice Thomas, writing for the majority, said a bump stock does not convert a semi-automatic rifle into a machine gun any more than a shooter with a lightning-fast trigger finger does. Justice Sotomayor, in the dissent, sharply disagreed, stressing a rifle equipped with a bump stock can fire at a rate of 400 to 800 rounds per minute. Writing, when I see a bird that walks like a duck, swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, I call that bird a duck.
Conservative justices also took issue with the ATF writing the rule instead of lawmakers, saying it's up to Congress to amend the law regarding bump stocks.
But lawmakers we spoke to on both sides of the aisle don't expect any movement on the issue.
Not particularly optimistic. I think it's probably going to be left where it is.
The Supreme Court must still rule on another big gun case, deciding whether or not to uphold federal law that prohibits people under domestic violence restraining orders from owning firearms. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
In a statement following the court's decision, President Biden called on Congress to ban bump stocks and pass an assault weapon ban, saying if lawmakers send him a bill, he'll sign it immediately.
Demolition is underway of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School building in Parkland, Florida, where 17 people died in a 2018 mass shooting on Valentine's Day.
A large excavator started the process on top of the 3-story classroom building this morning after a one-day postponement because of poor weather.
The building is where a former student opened fire, killing 17 students and educators and injuring more than a dozen others. It had been preserved as evidence for the trial.
Victims' families are expressing mixed feelings about the demolition.
My son is concerned that people will forget now that the building's being taken down. My wife said she had kind of grown attached to the space as we walked through it so many times with different leaders and policymakers. As for me, I'm concerned because we haven't seen a solid plan yet for what's going to replace this building.
Tony Montalto's daughter Gina died in the gunfire.
Some people sat on lawn chairs to watch the teardown start. It will take several weeks before demolition is complete, but school officials say it should be done before students return from summer vacation.
Scientists worry the spread of bird flu could lead to another pandemic.
Why some believe more testing for the virus is needed.
And a great Friday. Unfortunately, this weekend we're going to have a little bit of showers and thunderstorms. I think the bigger thing going into Father's Day is the heat and especially the humidity. We'll break down how high we'll get, how high that heat index will go, and how long this kind of heat wave will last. That coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain.
What I really like about the Good Feet system is that
The right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment, so all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
Your adventure starts here at Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls. We've got something for everyone. Explore hundreds of miles of off-road fun. Cap off the night with the crew by spinning up even more excitement. Or slow it down and relax. Just the two of you. Your adventure awaits, outdoors, indoors. Call or visit Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls today. Experience the difference. Trail Riders Package available.
At Taco John's, we've got beef with other places that start with frozen beef. That's why we start with only 100% American never frozen beef, simmered in our signature spice blend. Say no to thaw and yes to 100% American beef at Taco John's.
Life happens. When people hit bumps in the road, Family and Children's Center is here to help. FCC offers mental health support with 20 different programs, support for hurts, heartaches, and hardships. Because life happens, contact FCC Outpatient Therapy at fcconline.org.
It really ruined everything. I should have done something sooner.
Everybody hopes that this won't be a big problem. Unfortunately, basement water, it always gets worse. Don't worry, we got this.
Great. Well, let's stop it from getting in.
The effects of water can be surprising, but you can. Put water back in its place with the free inspection from Innovative Basement Authority. For a limited time, get $500 off any repairs when you call or go online today.
At Overhead Door Company, we repair any garage door and only install the best. Serving up to 100 miles outside of the Onalaska, Wisconsin area. When you need a door company you can trust with your life, call Overhead Door Company of the Seven Rivers region.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
There are concerns the H5N1 bird flu could grow into a more pressing problem for people.
It has already spread to livestock herds in at least 12 states, and 4 human cases have been reported in 3 states. Scientists are concerned if the bird flu mixes with regular flu in the fall, it could create a so-called Frankenstein flu with the potential to become a pandemic.
CBS News medical contributor Celine Gounder says more testing at the farm level is really needed to track the spread.
They only are required to test if they're moving cows over state borders. So they could be moving them within the state. There's no testing requirement. In terms of the farm workers, a lot of them are undocumented. And so they don't want to be on any kind of government roster, database, whatever.
The CDC says the risk to the general public from bird flu is low.
This week, the Agriculture Secretary said 24 companies are working to develop a bird flu vaccine for cattle, and the USDA is conducting its own preliminary research at a lab in Iowa.
Well, as Greg predicted, it is a top-notch Friday today.
Picture perfect
Sunny,
today.
low humidity, perfect weather to be flying in a C-130.
Yeah, unfortunately, it would be great. We got to see all the Blue Angels, the Raptors fly around too. So it'd have been a great day to actually have the air show because Sunday may not be as pleasant for most people. But right now, we still got that northwest flow jet stream still coming overhead. But as I mentioned yesterday and this whole week, is it's going to begin to change as the west begins to see the dip down and cool down. They even got some winter storm watches up for northern Idaho. That's going to pull the heat and humidity right overhead, and that's going to start Sunday, and that could last through maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. Depends how fast this jet comes back over. But right now, we're going to be stuck in this probably at least through Wednesday, maybe beyond. But increasing clouds tonight. It still should be dry tomorrow. Dry Saturday. Showers in the afternoon and evening, but even that's starting to look less likely as the stuff falls apart. So most of the day will be dry and comfortable. But then we have storms coming in Sunday night into Monday morning. And like I mentioned yesterday, the trend is more for the morning hour for Sunday. Overall, if you look at the big picture, here's the cirrus clouds begin to increase. That southeast wind will also increase overnight. But overall, it should be quiet and dry, just increasing cloud cover. Then towards the morning, you see the showers out to the west there. That's that complex that developed today already. But it's going to struggle really to keep intact as it goes throughout the morning hours. So we got bands of this light showers begin to approach, but they do dissipate. So Eau Claire might see a few sprinkles. Areas to the south may see a few sprinkles, but I think really west of the areas where some of this rain will happen. But just notice here, just cloud cover, temperatures in the 70s. So that'll keep the temps down. The dew points will stay low. It should still be comfortable, but we might still see a shower. But the trend is drier. Now, if we go into Saturday night, we're going to start seeing one band come through. So the showers will begin to pick up. Also, the thunderstorms will begin to pick up. Severe threat is down to the west. We're not expecting really too much on that. And then as we go on to the period that we're really concerned with, but rainfall amounts, Well, it looked promising yesterday, but not much today, too. But here's Saturday night. Saturday night, we have bands, showers, and thunderstorms. And then here's this area kind of rotating through with thunderstorms. Right now, it kind of takes it right through the area. Looks more impressive. I don't know if it'll be quite this impressive, but it's right during the morning hour. But notice the back edge begins to come eastward. So by the time we get to noon, most areas should clear out. Now, the only issue we have with Sunday afternoon is, are we going to regenerate some thunderstorms with daytime heating? Some of them is indicating that could happen, maybe south of the area coming through. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Some of the other type of modeling is not saying that so much. So that's the thing. But notice the winds, too. Subtly, too, which means we're going to have increasing moisture. Severe threat really to the north. I don't expect that too much, but the flooding threat we're going to have to keep an eye on, especially if we get some heavier rain coming Saturday night into Sunday. Rain amounts, there's that area we're going to have to track depending on where this little circulation kind of comes through. Could pick up 2, maybe even more. This could change definitely, but the good thing for the air show is Saturday's not looking too bad. Sunday, the only problem is going to be the heat and humidity in the afternoon time frame. And for Eau Claire, for Father's Day, they're looking at similar type of conditions too. Calm, and it'll actually get in the afternoon. It'll be the heat index, if I could say that right. There gives you an idea. Sunday's looking good, but look at it jump all the way back up to the heat index. Will be in the mid-90s by the afternoon. So that's going to be the big change going as we go on to it. But overall for tonight, we're just looking at temperatures falling back. Dry conditions too as we go through tomorrow, mainly dry conditions, but then notice Sunday, it'll be Saturday night into Sunday, showers and thunderstorms wrapping up mainly in the morning. We'll have to keep an eye for redevelopment in the afternoon, but I think that's less likely. But then the main story is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, low 90s, heat index probably in the low to mid 90s, maybe even higher, showers, thunderstorm chances. So we're going to be kind of this muggy, humid air mass for a little bit.
Maybe get Dad a nice handheld fan.
You're going to definitely feel it come Sunday afternoon. It's going to be a little bit of a shock when it comes in.
All right. Thank you, Greg. A film festival honoring one of the greatest actors of all time.
We'll head to De Niro Con and ask Robert De Niro himself what he thinks about the celebration.
Are your bones strong enough to carry you for a lifetime? If you're a woman over 50, the answer is likely no. On Mindful Monday, we'll speak with an expert to learn what we can do now to stay strong for life.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
At Bygoff and Rohde, we know reputation is important, and it can affect your case's outcome. If you want your case to be taken seriously, you need lawyers who are taken seriously. Bygoff and Rohde, serious injuries need serious lawyers.
You know what frustrates me is seeing people who are 50, 60, even 70 years old who are worth less today than they were the day they were born. How does this happen? These folks never learned money management. I love talking about money management at Firefighters Credit Union, so if you'd like to learn more, please give me a call.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy in the La Crosse area. When you install solar panels on your property, you're protecting your future. You'd be surprised to learn how much energy you'll collect and how much money you'll save, whether you're considering a small roof mount system or large ground mount system. It doesn't cost you anything to find out if solar panels are right for you. Get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy. Stop into our location near you. Learn more at olsonsolarenergy.com or give us a call.
The biggest steak sale ever is this Thursday through Sunday at Hy-Vee. Save big on delicious New York strips, bacon-wrapped sirloin fillets, and mouth-watering ribeyes. This sale is huge, and so is our dad-sized 25-ounce Big T T-Bone. For the best steaks around at the best prices around. Don't miss the biggest steak sale ever, Thursday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Is your personal injury lawyer trying to sell you a settlement that you don't think is fair? You need a lawyer who won't settle your case just to move on to the next one. Get the full compensation you deserve. Get Bygoff and Rohde.
Stories are told on our Instagram at WKBT News 8. Or you can always find us at news8000.com. The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
The Tribeca Film Festival is celebrating co-founder Robert De Niro's 80th birthday with De Niro Con.
Fans are invited to this 3-day tribute at the film festival. The De Niro Con exhibit includes nearly 300 personal items from the Oscar-winning actor, a screening series of 13 De Niro classics, and the world premiere of an immersive short film.
What do you give Bob De Niro for his 80th birthday? We have to celebrate him somehow.
It was Jane's idea and everyone at Tribeca to do this, and I'm anxious to see it. I'm curious to see it.
He seems anxious to see it. De Niro's legacy does go beyond his movies. He, as we mentioned, co-founded the Tribeca Film Festival. That was back in 2002 to help revitalize Lower Manhattan after 9/11. Now the film festival has continued to lift spirits and spur business.
De Niro Con continues through Sunday with appearances from famous friends like Martin Scorsese, Billy Crystal, and more.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Again, he maybe it's just because he's 80, but just didn't seem all that excited about it.
But I just read the Henry Winkler autobiography, and he said meeting De Niro, he's just very calm, not a man of many words. So this seems like typical De Niro, but quite a range of acting skills he has. I'd have to say my favorite role of his is in Meet the Parents.
That's a classic.
When he's funny, not so gangster.
Very long list of filmography.
Exactly. We'll have another look at tonight's forecast after this break.
I always knew that I wanted to be a mom, and choosing that it was the right time was just a really exciting moment. It turned out that my baby had a diagnosis that would be incompatible with life. It wasn't just that my baby wasn't going to survive, but I was at risk for hemorrhaging when I delivered. I met with my doctor and we went over the risks and benefits. I made a really informed decision, just like you would for any other procedure you're going to have. I'm a nurse and I'm an example of a woman who had to have a procedure to be able to save my life and to not watch my baby die. And now Donald Trump supports laws that could take that procedure away across this country.
54 years they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it.
Without that procedure, I would not have been able to get pregnant again. But the good news is, a year later, I had my son. If Trump gets elected again, I fear for women.
AB PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Stressless by Equinus. The most comfortable seating in the world is more comfortable than ever. It's on sale now at Drury's in Fountain. Every year, Equinus updates styles and leathers, and that means outstanding values. And now we're passing these savings on to you. It's time for you to enjoy the incredible comfort of a stressless sofa or recliner in your home. Now at fantastic savings. A stressless recliner is your place. A place to relax, a place to unwind. Stressless furniture on sale now at Drury's in Fountain.
Maury's VW has all the latest Volkswagens with new product arriving daily, including the new 2024 Volkswagen SUV lineup, the large and very spacious Atlas and Atlas Crossport, the perfect size family-friendly Volkswagen Tiguan, and the practical, economical Volkswagen Taos. As always, you don't need to travel far to have your Volkswagen serviced. Come in for your test drive today at Maury's Volkswagen.
When you're looking to update your home, shop the Habitat Restore. The Habitat Restore offers a wide selection of new and gently used building materials and home furnishings at an incredibly low price. From furniture and cabinets, windows and doors, appliances, vintage items, reclaimed lumber, and everything in between. The Restore has what you're looking for, and new products arrive daily. So before you run to that big box store, shop the Habitat Restore, providing families with a place to call home.
All right, rain chances tomorrow. There are some in the afternoon, but it's looking less likely. I think as you go further north, it's a little bit better. And then Saturday night, you definitely will need the umbrella. It's going to be showers and thunderstorms. The big point going Sunday, heat and humidity. Prepare for that.
Gonna be a hot one.
But enjoy this beautiful Friday.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thanks for joining us at 5.
We'll see you at 6.